All right, guys, doing a video here talking about my top 5 most confident picks of the week for UFC 323, right? This is a big card, the last pay-per-view ever. Well, at least to the next 7 years, because that Paramount deal with the UFC will only be $12.99 a month to watch every single pay-per-view, every single fight night. That's just gorgeous to see. But this is the last pay-per-view event on ESPN. And ESPN's been really petty, honestly. ESPN's been really petty. They don't name it UFC anymore on the website. If you look on your desktop, they just name it MMA, and then you can just do MMA from to UFC to PFL and sort by that way. Real petty by ESPN right there. But whatever. They don't have the odds for the fights anymore. I know ESPN bet's gone, but come on, guys. Let's be a little bit better. But I'm going to give you my top 5 most confident picks. Before I start, can you please like and subscribe to this channel? Like this video, subscribe to this channel. That'll mean a lot to me. I'm going to give you my top 5 most confident picks. I'll start from the top to the bottom, right? That's some wet ass pussy. Top 5, right? Number 1, we have Macy Barber. This girl is going to demolish Karine Silva. Why do I believe that Macy Barber is going to demolish Karine Silva? Karine Silva is a soy girl. She's not physical. She doesn't like to be in a fight. She wants to make everything look pretty, and that's not the case with Macy Barber. Macy Barber is going to rough her up. She's the girl that's going to like break the beer bottle on the chair and have a shank with it. That's Macy Barber. She wants the smoke, and Karine Silva is not going to be ready for that. She's going to like grit her teeth and go after Karine Silva. She's not going to get taken down. She's too big. She's too athletic. She's too chunky, right? I know she missed weight, and she didn't miss weight. She missed the fight against Aaron Blanchfield earlier this year. I know, I understand. But if she's right and healthy, she is a much better fighter than Karine Silva. Just the physicality is just enough to wear down Karine Silva, where we saw Vivian Araujo. Even though she's muscular built, she's not Macy Barber physicality. Vivian Araujo put the business on Karine Silva, gave Karine Silva her first loss in the UFC. I like Macy Barber a lot. She's going to pin her on the fence, just grind her elbow on her, just make it dirty. Karine Silva, I honestly think it's going to be a TKO. I think she's going to get finished. Karine Silva, I love Macy Barber in this spot. I think she's the much better fighter. I think she's better everywhere. Obviously not jiu-jitsu, but better. But I don't think she can get her down. I think she's a better wrestler than her, and I think she's a better striker than her. She has nasty hands with power. I like her a lot in this match, Macy Barber. I'm taking her, especially in the second and third round where Karine Silva has faded. You've seen her fade a lot in those fights. Next, who do I have? Right, I have to go with Peyton Talbot. This is the second most confident person I am with, and I know what you're gonna say. How can you be confident in Peyton Talbot when Henry Cejudo is an Olympic gold medalist, and we saw Raoni Barcelos take him down? We saw Peyton Talbot and his debut got taken down. Henry Cejudo is going to do the same thing. Henry Cejudo, who has he taken down and made him sit there? I think the last one to recollection of him taking them down was Demetrius Johnson, where Demetrius Johnson broke his foot in the second round. I think that's the only person that took that was held down by Henry Cejudo and taken down. Everybody else has been taken down. Like Aljamain Sterling, I think, was taken down but got right back up. Marlon Moraes got knocked down in that fight, but Henry Cejudo didn't shoot. He doesn't shoot. He's not a guy that's going to shoot takedowns. Henry Cejudo is not that guy. He's old, right? He's like 37 or 38 years old. They don't want to shoot takedowns. They don't want to shoot takedowns. There's a reason why. There's a reason why he tried to develop this karate stance where he can use agility and whatever, but he's old and the agility is not going to work. And at 5'4", you want to be a karate stance guy who's 6 inches taller than you with a 3-inch reach advantage? I don't think so. Peyton Talbot, he was straight-legged against Raoni Barcelos versus Felipe Lima. He showed improved takedown defense. Felipe Lima is a much better fighter than Henry Cejudo is right now. So I'll be taking Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot is going to bang that 2 right down the middle. He should get a nice decision win here. I could see it being 29-28 or 30-27, most likely 30-27. I just think that Peyton Talbot is a much better fighter in this point of Henry Cejudo's career. Do I think Henry Cejudo was ever really that good? That's another story. But Peyton Talbot should get the job done. I like him. I'm second most confident in him. I got to take that. Next, I have Iwo Baranowski. I don't really watch Iwo Baranowski. I know he has power. I know he finishes every single fight. I know his jiu-jitsu is decent when he's on top, right? And that's all that matters to me because Ivo Aslan is fucking terrible. He's one of the worst fighters probably in the UFC in the past decade. He's Chris Moutinho bad. That's how bad I think this guy, Adam Fugit bad, right? He's like Tristan Connolly bad. He's like that bad. I don't think Ivo Aslan is that good. He came in on Dana White Contender Series, roided out of his mind. Now he has Gyno, and everybody sees it. He beat Anton Turkley, who isn't also a UFC caliber fighter, but then has got smoked by Ian Kutalaba. And even though he beat Sakuria, who cares? And he lost to Billy Alicana, who Billy Alicana was a plus 200 dog, which I smashed because I knew Ivo Aslan is fucking terrible at fighting. And I had to take Iwo Baranowski. He's much crisper with the boxing, much faster, right? Athletic. He could take you down. This is what I want. Minus 185, you got to believe that this is great value. Iwo Baranowski, you have to be very confident in him. He's a much better fighter than Ivo Aslan, who's also gassed and hasn't really doesn't have that much skill. You saw Ian Kutalaba choke this guy on a head and arm choke on opposite side half guard. That doesn't happen. I'm like a high level. I don't even know high level. I grappled for like 5 years and I've never tapped going against good grapplers. Never tapped against um uh opposite side half guard head and arm choke. Never in my life. Never in my life. Didn't even think about it. This guy tapped, right? So that's just what it is. That's just what it is about Ivo Aslan. I don't think he's a good fighter, so I got to put it there. Next, I have Bogdan Guskov. I really like Bogdan Guskov here. I think Bogdan Guskov is a really, really good fighter. I like him because I think he's going to go forward and march forward. He's going to do, right? And Jan Blachowicz, people that go forward gives him problems. Corey Anderson, even though he got knocked out in that fight, he was going forward and giving problems to Jan Blachowicz. Thiago Santos knocked out Jan Blachowicz going forward. Glover Teixeira hurt Jan Blachowicz going forward. Alex Pereira hurts Jan Blachowicz going forward. If you go forward on Jan Blachowicz, you give him issues, and that's where it is. And he's 43 years old. He fought once this year already, but he's usually on a year span where he fights like 2025, 2024, 2020. He's on that Mayweather schedule, right? Where he only fights once every 12 months. But Jan Blachowicz, I can't trust him at 43 years old. I'm going to take the more agile, the younger Bogdan Guskov, who is a berserker, has really good hands. He's fast. He has decent IQ where I can at least trust him a little bit. That's what I really want. I want a guy that goes forward, puts the pressure on Jan Blachowicz, makes them fight at their pace, not at his pace. That's a big thing. So I think that Bogdan Guskov right here is a very, very solid pick. He's my fourth most confident. And then next and last is Merab Dvalishvili at minus 395, right? I could have said Pantoja. I do like Pantoja in that fight as well. He's probably sixth, but I like Merab more. Merab, why do I like Merab more? Merab is a very, very good fighter, and we saw enough in that first fight to know that Petr Yan and his style is just not the style to beat a guy like Merab. Petr Yan, what does he do well? He computes, right? He computes as in he reads the data in front of him and tries to figure out timing scenarios, angles of what he can hit. When this guy's throwing this, I can get a step off at an angle and throw this. I can catch this on my glove and then return with a 1-2. That's what Petr Yan does, but it takes a full round for him to do that. Well, Merab Dvalishvili is on a sixth round at that time then because he already did 4 to 5 rounds in the back, right? Just warming up in the back. He's doing a light MMA rounds in the back for 20 minutes. That's what Merab is. That's the legend of Merab's cardio. That's how good Merab is. But Petr Yan, again, he can only win this fight if it's in the first round. That's it. If it's in the first round, it's the only way he can win this fight because Merab he's a cardio machine. I mean, he's going to take you down. If he fails, he'll shoot again. He shot 40 times against Petr Yan in that first fight. I know Petr Yan was hurt, right? That's what he said. He was hurt, and that's why his takedown defense wasn't good. But again, I saw enough where I'm like, Merab, this is just too overwhelming for a guy like Petr Yan. The high guard, right? Petr Yan's here. The high guard works, but not against chain wrestlers. When Petr Yan is already giving up a double leg to a Merab where his hands are clasped, he's athletic enough to sprawl out of it, grab the underhook really quickly, jump in the air, and try to sprawl. But Merab's already moving on to a different scenario, right? He's moving on to, okay, you want to do that? Let me grab the single. Let me move to the back, right? Let me get the high crotch. Let me do a single leg dump. He does all that stuff. That's how good Merab is. Petr Yan, the only way he can beat Merab is in the first round. And again, he computes. He's a slow starter. He will never win a first round ever in his career because he's just usually a slow starter. I think he won versus Marcus McGee, actually. But he's a very slow starter. And that's just with Petr Yan. He's just not that guy to go to be a forward fighter where he's like, I'm gonna put myself in danger in the first round, even though I don't know the angles. I don't know everything about this fight in the first round. I don't know what Merab's gonna do. What's his game plan? I don't know. I'm just gonna go and do my thing. That's not how Petr Yan fights, right? And I think that's the problem with Petr Yan in this matchup. I have to take Merab. He's minus 400, right? So again, these are my 5. I have Macy Barber gonna destroy Karine Silva. Peyton Talbot going to destroy Henry Cejudo. Iwo Baranowski going to destroy Ivo Aslan. Bogdan Guskov is going to beat Jan Blachowicz probably by knockout. Merab Dvalishvili, 50-45, 49-46 decision. That's what my 5 are. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was quick. It was short. Like and subscribe. Thank you.